Everything is going extremely well.
And now, showtime.
Go. Okay, wait, let's get me on the thing. Welcome to the show today, everybody. It is chilly in here. Let's get a fire going. Today, we're going to talk about how to scale profits with your meta ads. If you've been noticing that your performance has been slipping over the last couple of weeks, well, first off, I want to let you know you're not alone. Second, I want you to know that you should have absolutely known this was going to happen. And that's really for three reasons. First off, if you're comparing the results of early to mid-January to what you've seen over the last few months, you're basically saying, why isn't my spring or mid-winter results nearly as good as Black Friday? It's because fucking Black Friday is amazing, okay? You can't compare January results to December and November. Second, the rush of Q5 ends around the 10th to the 15th of January. And we generally see a pretty hard drop around the 12th or 13th. And obviously, there was a Facebook data issue, sure. But this happens every single year that there's a massive drop-off where buying behavior falls off a cliff. Because how many things are you buying right now that you didn't have your eye on for months? How many impulse purchases are you making right now? How many times are you seeing an ad right now and being like, you know what? That's what I needed. I didn't think about it for the last 3 months when I was buying stuff for everybody else and myself. No. That's what I need. It's not happening. It's not happening for you. It's not happening for anybody else. Plus, the third thing, ad agencies are back at work. When the year starts and a new fiscal year begins, ad agencies aren't working. Big agencies. I'm not talking about like the mom and pop boutique places spending 10, 20, 50,000 a day for some brands. I'm talking Omnicom. I'm talking like massive players in the space. Folks that spend $1 million a day. I've been one of those people. I spent $1 million a day before. We didn't work on the first week of January. And why this is really important is because demand has skyrocketed. When you're looking at results getting a lot worse, also remember that there are now businesses willing to spend more in a day than you will a year with no revenue goals at all. Spiking your CPMs and taking the impressions of the people who are most likely to be interested in what you have to say. Now, Andromeda has protected us in a way much better than most other years, but this is all on the calendar. We fully expected this. If you're in Disruptor Academy and you have the digital marketing calendar, you would have known this 6 months ago. You also would have known what to expect in February, March, and April, and May, and June. This is not a surprise. And for all of you low bid, high budget folks, your cost caps are going to break in the next couple of weeks. They do every February for so many reasons. But today, we're not talking about that. Today, we are talking about something more important. Today, we're going to talk about scaling profits. And I'm going to tell you how to do something that other folks say you shouldn't do because they don't know how to do it right. And we're going to kind of crack some stuff. So let's be very frank here. Meta has fully rolled out the new algorithm, Andromeda. And everyone seems to be chasing the almighty ROAS, right? Marketers are obsessing over audience breakdowns, retargeting windows, and campaigns that hit every single stage of the funnel. Like, this is a new audience, this is an engaged audience, all of that absolute fucking nonsense. So somehow everything feels harder, more complex, and the bank account isn't getting any better. So we're going to talk about here is I'm going to show you why retargeting has never been about finding the best ROAS and about how to do it the right way so that you can make a lot more profit and scale a lot faster. But first, we have to reset the foundation. Because meta ads are not about finding the one perfect ad that magically makes someone convert. They're about creating a journey. sequence of impressions shown in a specific order that is different for every single person, but ultimately follows a predictable path. And Andromeda at its core is a massive upgrade to the system that makes those decisions. Now, when you start looking at performance through that lens, a lot of things that people obsess over start to completely fall apart. ROAS and audience breakdowns and all of that other just trash. Placements, all of that shit. So before we start talking about retargeting strategies or audiences or offers, we need to talk about the biggest lie in paid media. Thigh. What's my favorite part of the chicken? Thigh. There we go. The biggest lie in advertising is ROAS. And I want to explain that in the simplest way possible. ROAS is revenue divided by ad spend. That's it. It's a fraction. Remember, fractions are how people lie to you, okay? Percentages are lies. The problem is the top number. That revenue only works if the ad you're looking at is the only touch point in the customer journey. The top number in that fraction doesn't work because we already know that one ad is never the only touch point. Ad frequency is never 1.0. People see multiple ads over multiple days on multiple platforms, which means we can't assign 100% of the revenue or credit to one ad or even one platform, right? If you're running search or email or SMS, or you have affiliates or TikTok or AppLovin, you're probably double or triple counting sales. So then you're trying to solve attribution problem, which is an unsolvable problem, by the way. So the revenue number isn't fully accurate, and it's definitely not fully incremental. And fun fact, the denominator, the bottom number on that fraction, isn't clean either. The ad spend today isn't the only reason that sale happened today. If you turned off all of your ads right now, you would probably still get a sale tomorrow. Which means on that day, you would have effectively infinity ROAS, which is bullshit. That alone should tell you that something is broken. So at its core, ROAS is an inaccurate number divided by another number that is not the sole cause of the outcome. A higher ROAS generally is because it breaks this rule more often than not. And that is terrible math. And it doesn't even measure profit. A 5x ROAS on a $10 CPA is less than half of the profit of a 2x ROAS on a $100 CPA. So when you see anybody on this platform talking about getting a good ROAS, understand that it means they have functionally no concept of profit. $40 GPT, smaller sign, $100 GPT. ROAS doesn't tell you how much money you're making. It just tells you how much credit you're trying to assign for any action. And when you add up all the ROAS, it's way more revenue than your business actually has. Optimizing for ROAS is optimizing for attribution. It's not growth, it's not scale, and it's definitely not profit. ROAS isn't money. It's a scam. Full stop. You want the best ROAS ever? Only target people who open emails. Now let's talk about the part that nobody likes to hear. Most retargeting strategies don't exist to make more money. They exist to make performance look better. People will tell you that retargeting always has a higher ROAS, so you should lean into it. But ROAS is bullshit. Shout out to those that really enjoyed me ripping Chase Chappelle apart earlier this week. It was just like, oh my God. So if ROAS is broken, we have to understand that all of that advice is broken too. Now, another common mistake is splitting audiences into hyper-specific segments. And we're going to get into this a little bit deeper here in a moment, but like view content, add to cart, video viewers, engagers. I see so many people talking about each one of these with its own budget, its own campaign, its own exclusions. I mean, how many times have you seen Ben or Konstantinos or Chase or Sam or just all of these folks that don't know what the fuck they're doing preaching that? What that actually does is force you to spend more money on people who are already more likely to buy. Sure, great for ROAS, terrible for growth. And then they're separating new customers from existing customers. Now, on paper, that sounds smart. But in reality, it often just means that you're overinvesting in people who already know you, already trust you, and were probably already going to buy again anyway. And what that means is over time, your account becomes optimized for vanity. Big attributed margins, very little incremental revenue, and even less real profit. The amount of folks that say, I've got a 3x ROAS, but I can't scale. Like, homie, you don't have 3x ROAS. These strategies don't fail because they don't work. They fail because they work too well at the wrong thing. So let's talk about the 2 retargeting strategies that I actually use every single day. Because I don't think retargeting is bad. And you can do this in addition to or even within an Andromeda One account or campaign. First, catalog ads. This should not be in your Andromeda One. Catalog ads let you show a variety of products to people who already have shown intent, even if that intent didn't come from your store. They might have clicked on a competitor's ad, browsed similar products, or maybe they've engaged with the brand, or maybe they've never heard of you at all. Always run these in a separate campaign because the definition of success is different. These ads are based on buying behavior both online and offline. Your phone is in your pocket. The system knows where you shop. The point is, catalog ads let people explore your products without ever leaving the app. They can browse, compare, and discover. If the first product isn't right, the ad automatically shows another, and it will tailor each individual version to each individual person. And yes, Psychedelic Dan, this is live. Ask me my favorite part of a chicken. Every impression is dynamic. Every person sees a different mix based on their behavior everywhere. Instead of forcing a decision, you give them options. Options is leverage. And that dramatically increases the chance that that something will click. These ads suppress the blended CPA by increasing total transaction volume. And remember, ultimately, business is the gap between blended CPA and blended AOV times volume of transactions. They are extremely incremental when paired with the right audiences. Now, the second strategy is rebuttal upsells, or what I call the rebupsell. And we have a whole course on this coming out in the MBA program, a whole dedicated piece to offer construction. This is the profit cheat code. Instead of discounting, you increase the value of the offer. Buy more, bundle, commit longer, upgrade. If someone says no to your entry offer, that doesn't mean they're a bad customer. It means that offer wasn't compelling enough. So you present a higher value option where the margin on the first sale covers the extra acquisition cost. This will raise AOV and raise LTV and changes the economics of your business. These customers are the most likely to buy again and again because they spent more money with you the first time. That's a psychological and proven economic fact. This is how brands multiply lifetime value without adding complexity. Now, the obvious question becomes, who should we show these ads to? So first, let's talk about customer journey optimization. This is what Andromeda already does. If you let the system work, just broad, no exclusions, it shows the right ads to the right people in the right order to create the best experience. This isn't about funnel stages. It's about flow. And when you let that happen, retargeting occurs naturally. No ad you have has a frequency of 1.0. People are already being retargeted by that ad today. Second, we have old school funnel retargeting. View content, add to cart campaigns, stuff like that. Most people in those audiences have already decided not to buy. You're paying higher CPMs to aggressively chase a small group of people while missing far more people who haven't decided yet. You're going to get more add to carts than purchases. And it's probably going to be 3 or 4 to 1. If it's 4 to 1, 75% of those people made the decision not to buy. This spend looks really good in reports because it's heavily double counted. But it's the least incremental spend you can have. So third, broad retargeting. Behavior and awareness audiences. People who know you, have engaged, visited, or interacted over time. These audiences are much cheaper. They scale better, and they don't sacrifice much of your conversion rate. You reach more people without hammering the ones who already said no. And Meta notices that. So let's tie this together. Retargeting was never the problem. ROAS was never the goal. It was never the truth. And complexity was never the solution. Any idiot can solve the problem by making it more complex. Expertise comes from making the questions simple. And you really have one question. Can you spend more money tomorrow and make a profit? If yes, your system works. If no, it's probably not your ads. It's the structure around them. I've seen the ugliest ads in the world print money because the business was good. And I've seen the prettiest ads in the world fail miserably because people just are launching more ads. They're worried about engaged audiences, and they're excluding purchasers, and they're prospecting, and they're trying to hack all of this stuff. Look, at the end of the day, simple scales, complex fails. Facebook is still just the top of the funnel. You have to understand that. Thank you, by the way, for that. It's very distracting when you all are dropping chat stuff, but like this, just you're welcome. I'll leave it with this. If you're going to do retargeting, use catalogs. I love catalogs. I use it for almost every business. I'm right now working with a women's clothing business that was working with one of those cost capper agencies. Perhaps you've seen me debate the person that they used to be a client of on some spot where he spent 30 minutes insulting me and then another 30 minutes saying that Meta was gospel and never actually proving that any point that they tried to make was actually any valid. And we've 10x'd the ad spend and the daily profits in 45 days. I actually have a full case study video coming out on that in the next couple of weeks. I just had a chat with the woman that runs the business yesterday. And she's like, I don't have to be in the video, right? And I was like, no, you don't have to be in the video. But if I can get you just be like, yeah, Charlie, no, that's great. I'll see you next week. Like, that's all I need. I just want your face so people aren't going to like be like, cap. No. Like, it's real shit. So anyway. And the other side is the rebuttal upsell. Now, my one big tip to you. Build an offer where the AOV is greater than the LTV of your average customer. Use that offer against a warm audience. Give yourself the problem of having to make that work. Now, maybe it's not the best offer. You might have to work through a few offers to make it work. But when you crack that nut, you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank. Literally every infomercial from Guthy-Renker is just a VSL to a rebuttal upsell. It's the but wait, there's more moment. And I invented it years ago with a woman named Marina, who was my old boss, who was in charge of Ginsu Knives and then Proactive Skincare Solutions. She was the VP of television performance for Guthy-Renker, and she used to manage over $100 million a year with her attribution model being a stopwatch. If the phone call happened within 5 minutes of the commercial airing, that was the attribution. She was the one that taught me how absolute bullshit ROAS was. And it's interesting to me. Really intelligent women in this space don't bicker about the same thing that a bunch of dudes with really tiny dicks do. It's food for thought. All right, that being said, we got some questions here in the chat. We're going to open up YouTube, and at 30 minutes after, we're going through the YouTube comments. So just try to plow through all of this stuff as much as we can. Okay, what is your favorite part of the chicken? Thigh, if it's fried. It just, I'm a big fan. Honestly, thigh all the way. Like, just that's my jam. Love to start the weekend with the Meta ad sauce. Well, me too. I got to tell you. No super chat. No, I don't do the super chats anymore. I used to, and I appreciate it. But join Disruptor Academy. I save it up. The Academy is free. Maybe you jump into the paid levels. That's all I need. I have 3 ad spending this way, 7%. Okay, performance is good, but I don't understand how top funnel is feeding the mid with the spend that low. Perhaps you don't need the top of the funnel to feed the rest of the funnel because you're existing in a space where you're not the only person talking about it. If I'm selling sneakers, I don't need to be the only person selling sneakers. My ads don't need to tell people, hey, by the way, you have a foot. A mid-funnel ad can be perfectly great at conquesting everybody else. Perfect. Awesome. Is this live? Yes, this is live every fucking Friday, 9 a.m. Come here. Join the party, Psychedelic. Is there any advice for a fashion boutique? I dig your advice for Count Simplicity with 30 new SKUs a week, how to rotate ads. Clients are always thirsty for new styles and seasons changing monthly. Catalog ads. Catalog ads. Catalog ads. Also, work on having evergreen elements. And I'll give you 2 brands. I'm going to give you 2 businesses, one of which I'm a big customer, one of which I am a partner in their growth. I will not tell you which one is which to respect their privacy, but let me pull it up here because you could literally just go to their website and hound them and then learn everything that they do and wildly upgrade what you're doing. All right, now for you, let's just do this here. We're going to do the first one. Here's a great fashion brand for women's fashion. Shop all. Look at this. Boom. Look at this. Gorgeous. Ah, look at that. That's gorgeous. What else we got over here? Something magical, velvet coat. Like this is just, look at how visual and how exciting this is. And look at all of these fucking SKUs. There's 12 pages of just, there's a ton of stuff in here. And then look at this brand. What do you notice about both of these brands? First off, they've got a ton of SKUs, right? Second, they're exceedingly well defined. You know who this guy is, right? You know who that woman is. Both of these brands, over 75% of the ad spend is catalog. Now, they're weaponized in specific ways, but that's my best advice to you because that's quite literally what I've told them to do and what I'm doing with my own money with them. How do I understand the ad is saturated based on frequency? The ad isn't saturated. What's the point of an interest audience if we only want broad? There isn't one. It's old tech. This is like asking, why do we have a 3G phone? You don't. I exclude purchases for broad. Don't. So you don't recommend retargeting ad sets because Meta is already doing that, not even broad retargeting? I do recommend broad retargeting. Ah! Okay. Really appreciate your content, bro. Thank you. I appreciate your content, your feedback. ACT campaigns, Advantage catalog, something? I don't know. So there are 2 campaigns of the same SKU. What would be the customer journey? They're just completely cannibalistic of each other. There's absolutely no reason you should have 2 campaigns of the same SKU. There's no justification for that. Unless one of them is optimizing towards volume of sales and the other one is optimizing for like a new customer. If I want to launch a partnership ad, how do I execute it? Set the ads level. There's a button that says partnership. Do it. Excited you see this case study? Me too. I'm going to start scripting it. I'm finishing up this lead generation case course for Disruptor Academy and the Meta MBA program. And as soon as that's done, I'm scripting and filming the customer journey video that also talks about disruptor tools. So fun. Same thing. You have amazing content. Keep it up. Oh, appreciate it. What if CPA is getting higher on increasing budget? Should I let it be? Leave it till Wednesday? Yeah. If your CPA is getting higher, first off, I would expect that when you increase the budget. Don't increase the budget past your allowable. So if your target CPA is 50 and you're coming in at 48, don't add 20%. Don't scale the budget past what your current blended CPA is over the last 7 days against what your target is. So think of it this way. If my target is $50 and I'm currently coming in at 45, if I were to increase my budget by 10%, and I get no more sales, my blended CPA is a $49.50, right? 45 plus 10% is $4.50. That's $49.50. $49.50 is still less than 50. That is a safe scale. If you only ever scale within the boundaries of profitability, and you only ever use returning revenue to fund the ads, it's essentially impossible to lose. The ad is printing money. I'm so glad. Thank you. No super chat. Sorry. I want to do an automated rules. Data give 10% extra. I don't know why I have correct pixels. Honestly, there's a lot to unpack there, but join Disruptor Academy, share your screen. We'll walk through your stuff on the live calls. Catalog versus testimonial carousel. Currently, I noticed that many of our local competitors use this instead. Any take on it? I mean, you can try it. I love MartPipe, by the way. Dan is a good friend of mine. Every time I have an apartment in Manhattan, so every time I go to that apartment, I spend at least a day in his office. I love MartPipe. I got a code for them. But anyway, yeah. If you go to MartPipe, be like, look, Charlie sent me. I want to get taken care of. We'll make sure you're all right. If I drop my website, can you open it and just check the first impact? I love this idea, although we don't have time right now. Oh, my window. Okay, hold on a sec. So let's fix this. Here is one of the brands. Where are we at? There's one of the brands. And then here is the other brand. Boom. Look at that. You know this dude, right? You know these women. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. All right. I got to buzz through the rest of these. Advice on starting a campaign with low AOV, like yet to be launched app. I mean, same advice as everything. One campaign. Andromeda 1, 322. There's no difference between you and anybody else. The machine doesn't give a fuck what your business is. It works the same for everybody. A one campaign method 322 for e-commerce. There's no reason that the one campaign method 322 doesn't work for any business model. Clothing store, sure. I really want to say the amount of knowledge you're giving away for free is insane, but people don't watch the real money talk. Yes, true. Charlie, when you read comments, please refresh, okay? If you have a 24% add to cart rated 100% sales, but no sales, what's wrong? I mean, it sounds like, I don't know, but it sounds like your traffic is wildly overqualified of people that aren't interested. That's a weird nuance. How many max ads can we have in a single ad set, considering we have 3 ads as statics and another 8? I mean, all of this is bad. Just run it 322s. I wouldn't probably have more than 3 to 5 in the campaign live at any time. GCC countries. I think were you in the academy and you asked this question? I was going to get back to you there, so I'll do that later today. Okay, people are now just hitting the chat with the same questions over and over again. Okay, I think that is it. All right. So that being said, everybody, happy days. Boom, boom. Let's get over. First off, just shout out to the Academy. I just want to do one thing here. Just talk about 3 updates in the Academy that we've done. So first one, let's see. Is that full screenish? Yeah. Okay. So first one in the Academy, we just dropped a new master. These are all the master classes, by the way. You can get into the Academy. We just dropped the CAPI and pixel data. So understanding how to make sure that all of your pixel data is proper and how to do custom conversion events with my friend Yichi that runs a company called Yichi that runs a company called Aimers. Wow, that was tough to get out. And then also PSM, Profitable Scaling Margin, full ass course, screen shares, tutorials, everything. And in here, you can also get it. I think, let's see here. I think these are also available for individual purchase. Like if you just go and just want the thing, you can get this, $47. If you want to run affiliates, you also do affiliates on this too. We have full affiliate program, and I'll announce that here in a minute. The other thing in the classroom is we have our creative testing on Meta after Andromeda. For those that haven't seen it, this is quite literally the step-by-step to building a campaign that will scale and how to do creative testing on Andromeda. And I build a campaign from absolute scratch to promote my software company, Disruptor Tools, literally from zero every single step of the way. And we also have the modern one campaign method. This is Andromeda 1. And you can see just like it's slide after slide, screen shares, and what guide walkthroughs. And you can also, if English isn't your first language, download the transcript. Here, you can just get the transcript to everything. Boom, 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 download it, and throw in any chat device of your choice. Awesome. The other thing is we are currently about to put the finishing touches on the lead gen course, which I'm fucking stoked on. Lead gen post Andromeda. This is probably one of, if not the greatest courses I put together in the last like year or two. I'm so fucking stoked. So anyway, all of that stuff. Also, we now have the full affiliate program set up, and we are working with things. If you are interested in becoming an affiliate for Disruptor Academy, you get 20% commissions as long as the person sticks around. The average person is sticking around for 10 to 12 months. So at 147, which is $30 a month commission, you'll get paid $300 to $500 per person. And if they upgrade, you get a lot more. So it's reoccurring revenue in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and I will let you use my pixel to do warm retargeting for individuals. If you're interested, let me know. If you are running ads for other people and want to start investing in yourself, this is a very, very easy way to spend your own money on your own business to start scaling your own efforts. Anyway, all that being said, let me know if you're interested. Happy to do it. Let's get into the comments of the week. Okay. Hey, Charlie, thoughts on, can you guys see this? By the way, is this zoomed in? This isn't even looking at the right tab. Boom, there we go. Okay. Can you guys see this? I feel like it's not zoomed in enough. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down in the chat. Is that good? Can you guys read this on the screen? Yay, nay? There's dozens of people here. Can somebody type? Anyway, I'm just going to do it one more time, and then we'll go from there. That's almost feels like that's too much. Yeah, we'll see. Nah, you can't read it? Okay, we'll do that. Is that better? Yeah, okay, there we go. Hey, Charlie, thoughts on how to source unique SKU for kids' education? China sourcing, good option. Honestly, I am not your product source person. I would never be the one to pretend to be good at that. Now, how to produce content? We have a whole course on the Disruptor Academy free course hub around content creation. You can join the Academy for free. Go to the free course hub, and you'll get my entire step-by-step guide. You don't need a short team of 4 people. You can do it with like 1 or 2. Let's get into this one. What kind of variations to put in a flex ad? 3 hooks of the same concept, 3 different concepts. I don't like the idea of doing 3 different concepts because you're not then testing which concept works best. You're trying to see which execution of each concept works best. You might have the best version of the ad in that flex, the best execution be of the worst concept. And then you say, well, then you start chasing false positives. And so I really wouldn't do that. If you have one ad with 3 hooks, I would create a flex out of that. And then it's the same concept with 3 different hooks. I love that. That's answering the question. It's which version of this ad is the best. That's a question worth answering. I also don't like make the exclusions with tracking for new customers difficult with events. No, it's not. Just use new customer event. You can use Zapier if you need to. You can also use third-party software. I launched a new sales campaign, 85% no exclusions, 85% is going to existing customers, but none are engaged or new. Then turn off the ads that are going to existing customers. Also, the breakdown that you see is absolute shit. Don't rely on it, and don't worry about it. How to find purchase frequency. Total number of purchases divided by total number of customers. You crack me up. Thanks, man. You're the best educator by far. Thank you so much. Yeah, Chase dropped this video, and like there's a spot in the video where I'm literally just like, I think I used the phrase snow shovel cow's ass about all of the shit he was trying to pile into that video. Love this video. And after another agency, after our numbers, I'm now taking over myself. Welcome, Sandra. I recommend you join Disruptor Academy for free. There's the code down there, disruptoracademy.com. Question: since the account has been mishandled for a while, should we start a new one or just clean up the mess? I would clean up the mess. The two campaigns are behaving well, but they are all CBOs. You want CBOs, so it sounds like you're in an okay place. What happens after somebody clicks the ad? What's the path to conversion with these ads? So the path to conversion with the Hormozi style ads is a very complex one. And often when you're leveraging somebody like Hormozi, the path to conversion, these ads have nothing to do with conversion. They're about market share and feeding the machine. There's as much business intelligence acquisition going on as there is conversion. So you just have to think about it. They're playing 4D chess. And so do I when I run those kinds of ads. Hey, Charlie, quick question. Do you have a video that actually lays the strategy out? Or all? Yes, I do. It's this new best Facebook ads campaign structure. If you want to know how to run the one campaign structure, that's the video. Are all the flex ads in a separate CBO campaign and the winning ads in another? No, everything's in one campaign. It makes zero fucking sense to test in a campaign and move the post. Like, I want to be very clear. Let me do this, okay? The idea of a testing campaign is fucking stupid. You're saying, how well does something do with a small budget in isolation when it doesn't have to compete for spend? And based off that false positive and a lot of churn, I'm then going to risk what works. That makes no sense. Okay. Do you have another video on 322 flex ads? Yes, I do. That video came out earlier. That video came out like 2 weeks ago. But yes. Oh, shoot. Thank you, Eduardo Presser. Appreciate it. She's got the ching sound from anyway. Thanks. Cold World. How do you handle placement optimization running flex ads? I don't. With Dynamic Creative, you could previously edit the post ID to place on placement. You shouldn't do that. If you test 1x1, stories and reels look bad. Cool. So it won't serve there. Bottom line. If you test 9x16, fleet placements often look bad. Okay. How much of the budget, if you have a 1x1, is going to reels placement? And it sucks. Very little. People are like, oh, but yeah, I'm getting served a carousel out of my own brand. It looks terrible. Yeah, you and like 3 other people with less than 0.1% of your budget. Move on. The problem is so small, it doesn't even matter. I'm interested in the prompt for these slides. Oh, homie. Okay, hold on a second. We're going to get this going. All right, Gemini. Where's my history? Do you want to have a history in Gemini? There we go. All right, share this tab instead. Take the transcript below. Oh, man. This thing is so... Okay, here we go. Rename. Okay. Oop. Okay. Back over to YouTube. Reply. Boom. Oh, shit. This is there you go. Take the transcript below and transform it into several 1x1 images of a realistic photo of a professor's whiteboard, diagrams, arrows, boxes, and captions. Explain the core idea visually and call to action. Use colors as well. Boom, there you go. I do that all the time. I just put my scripts from the video into Gemini, and then it prints up all the things that I need. Wishing you the best. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, man, I forgot to hit like on all these things. Hold on a second. Boom, 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 boom. Forgive me, people. Forgive me. I've been getting over being a little sick. I did not sleep well last night, so. Okay. Great discussion, guys, and thanks. Facebook CPAs are meaningless. Zero FID is okay. A bit to Lulu. How can you deny if you run those ads and get direct sales from them? That's not incremental. Barry comes off as more rational here. Also, you guys don't use trackers. You have no idea how ads perform. Agreed on not knowing with attribution and frequency, but to say the ad have essentially no reporting or lift essentially deduces to don't use meta ads, which seems like a rational conclusion here. Fractal arbitrage. One, this is my buddy Barry. Shout out to Barry. Also an ad dad. In short, attribution is to teach the machine what to see more of. It's not about what gets credit. You should know when I spend money on this campaign, what happens to my bank account. When I launch a new ad, how does that change what's happening to my bank account? It's the flowing of water, but you can't see how each molecule moves. So I hope that helps. Hey man, I have a question. My brand is clothing. My pixel and ad account is new. Spent around $200. Only got 2 sales. Should I stick manual broad? Worry about getting organic sales than run ads. If meta is good for building intent and incremental lift, wouldn't it be better to prioritize brand marketing or performance marketing? 80-20 rule? No. Because you don't need to be the only person promoting a product. You just need to be the best one at getting somebody who has the credit card out to entice a buy. Wow, we did not have that many. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. I was just, okay, a lot of these I've responded to already. I was like, how did we get through all the questions already? Okay. He cracked the code on how to get rich on Black Friday and Christmas. Yeah, I know, right? Chase, in his video, is like, if you look at this thing, they've been flat all year. And then we started to focus on getting a lower return on ad spend, and you can see the number going up in fucking November. And another thing, Charlie is right. Gurus out there complaining because orders are coming in from existing customers. If purchase frequency is going up due to my ad, that's great. Game on. Yeah, if you're making more money, who gives a shit? It's crazy to me how Charlie's the only one dropping truths about ROAS, difficulties in accurate attribution. Prior to being recommended, I had a feeling there was a gap in my understanding. Thank the universe. David, thank you so much, buddy. One of these days I'm going to have shoulders that... No, I won't. Hi, Charlie. I still have my membership request planning and would love to join Disruptors Academy. Look, we are working through people. I think I shared it earlier. We have dozens of folks. I've got 2 people working on approving people, but we do vibe check the door. Charlie, I want to give you my money. Please accept me in the school community. I think you can. Eduardo, I think we got you in today. I think you just paid today. So welcome, Eduardo. I appreciate it. Attribution settings, 7-day click, 1-day engage view. Attribution settings. Okay. There's so many. I don't know if this is even a question. Okay. Watching each and every video of this great dude posted in his channel. I won't mind if it takes me months to watch it all. Man, you are diving deep. Look at how terrible that thumbnail is. And I'm pretty sure I paid somebody like $50 to make it. But yeah. Oh man, that brings me back. Champion. Well, thank you, Barbara. Good morning from the UK. Excellent as always. May you please make a video on how to advertise a brand new app. Yeah. Brand new app. It's fucking Black Friday. Thank you, Metaverse Marketing. Like, it's shocking to me. Can we tag Chase? Is it possible? Come on, YouTube. Let me tag this scammer. No? Oh, well. Bummer. He might not let me tag him because I've blown him up too many times. Someone please help. Running 2 campaigns in 2 different countries. One campaign gets turned off with the ad service. Not delivering. I'm not sure if Meta turned it off. I'm confused. However, conversion on the ad. No conversions after spending $80. Same ad, another campaign got good conversions. All right, well, $80 doesn't mean anything. Why are you running both if one is working, one isn't? Great stuff, but how does this change your business? Is largely a once-in-time purchase. Genetic testing, your genes don't change. Yeah, if you're a one-time purchase business, your business model is shit. Now, there are ways to add additional transactions. Make a self-liquidating offer. Like, make it so you have negative CAC on the front end of the business, or figure out a way for existing customers to bring you new business. Like, don't expect one transaction. No business is one transaction. That's a product, not a business. Quick question for 78 AOV, daily budget at 200. How many 322 ads? It doesn't matter your AOV, doesn't matter your budget. wouldn't have more than 3 or 4 max. Why meta leads are not quality, mostly junk leads? Probably has a lot to do with the creative. Also, we have a full-ass course on that coming soon. Yeah, Chase says, I haven't seen anyone on YouTube talk about this. Motherfucker, Chase, I've been telling Chase that shit in public since fucking Clubhouse. But hey, you never know. And this, Marvin's over here wearing this fuck ROAS shirt he got from me like 2 years ago, right? Jesus. Scott. Now, mind you, everybody, Scott is one of my favorite trolls. He comes in and just drops a fucking dissertation in the comment section constantly. So let's see what he has to say here. This advice is dangerous for bootstrap bands that I work with in ecom. The advice being that ROAS is absolute dog shit as a metric, and you should be focused on profit and actual business unit economics. The reason actual practitioners like Sam Paliero, shots taken, sure, are winning right now is because they show the metric that pays the bills consistent low cost per purchase. Well, CPA has nothing to do with paying the bills. CPA, how much something costs based on attribution to sell, has nothing to do with profit. Consistent low CPA around 30 to 40 bucks, not just ROAS spikes during Black Friday. Now, I love the fact you're calling out basically Chase for ROAS spikes during Black Friday, but I don't think you even watched the video because Chase is talking about how the ROAS didn't spike on Black Friday. So again, Scott, when you miss the plot entirely, it doesn't do well to legitimize the rest of the rant. Here's the reality for my students, and 99% of the ecom founders, we don't run on venture capital. Cool. We can't wait for LTV. Okay. While bleeding cash on $100. Why would you? So when you're selling a $100 AOV product, you need a $20 to $40 CPA. No, you don't. To maintain 30% margins to stay alive. I mean, that's not true. And that CPP or CPA is attributed to Facebook. It's not the blended. If Facebook is 10% of your sales, that CPA can be much higher than if it's 90% of your sales. Performance marketers only see the very small look of the world. It's like if somebody's in a cave and they only stare at the wall, they don't even know the sky exists. That's the only standard that matters. Show me a live student account capable of hitting a $30 CPA over 90 days, not a Q4 screenshot with hidden ad spend. Haha. I mean, I showed you mine with the ad spend shown, but why? What's this obsession over 30? I don't know. Until then, telling people to ignore high costs for theoretical long-term value isn't strategy. I don't say ignore high costs, by the way. I don't say theoretical long-term value. I say that if you break even until people buy a second time, let's use the example that I think went over Scott's head. Let's see if it makes sense to you all. Let me know in the chat if this makes sense, okay? If the average customer comes back and buys again in 90 days, if, let's say you have a business where the average person comes back in 90 days, let's say 20% of those people do. And you're getting sales from ads and organic and email, whatever, like you have a business. You can break even for those 90 days. Then on day 91, you're making 20% profit because the people are coming back to buy. All you need to do is be a hunter long enough for the crops to blossom. And then you never have to be a hunter again. Anyway, Scott, thanks for the engagements. Charlie sent a school request. We're working on it. I hope you're in by now. Keep these videos coming, man. Yes, I'd love it. Well, if we are going for videos in that style, we have Old Strands post Andromeda strategy. What the hell is Old Strands? Old Strands. Let's see if we can get this. Old Strands. Okay, post Andromeda strategy. Let's see. And okay. I guess this is it. I'll keep it in the queue, homie. All right. Let's see. Share this tab instead. Okay. Charlie, you're a savage. I love it. Thank you. I think your outlook on ROAS is incorrect. Even if I keep track of my weight weekly, the scale is 100% accurate. Yeah, Patriot Guy. I don't think you're a bad example. Okay, Patriot Guy. I'm sure you're very happy about the state of the world right now. New sub here. Love your content, your persona. Explaining your correcting lies from others is a great sign for me. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Recently, I followed your structure and set up my campaigns, and it worked much better than my previous campaign. Mazel tov. However, I'm facing new problems. Inflexible, I can't find the winning ad. Don't worry about it. What's the ideal time to separate winning ads? Don't worry about it. If I increase the budget by 5% every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can reduce the budget by 5%. Sure. Free. Awesome. Can you please launch a book on meta ads? It looks like you're trying to get into Disruptor Academy, but you've been rejected a few times. I just keep trying. That's all I can really tell you. Meta MBA and the Disruptor Academy are two separate things. The Meta MBA is, anyway. I should have filmed myself laughing my ass off as a reaction video to you reacting to the sales going up in Black Friday. Yeah, snow shovel cow's ass. Facts. When tracking is inaccurate, ROAS becomes a vanity metric. Doesn't matter how accurate the tracking is. Yeah, love it. You all are just setting these folks straight. I don't even have to get in here. So again, not you nor him are right. Okay. Let's unpack this one. So again, not you nor him are right. This has been my hunch for years. No one knows how the algorithm works, and people think they've hacked Meta just because something works for them. Remember, you can have an excellent product, terrible advertised and marketing that makes $10 a year, or you can have an absolutely ugly and terrible product with brilliant marketing that makes $1 million a week. Not watching this video at all, just in 10 seconds, I got kicked out by this guy saying Ben was wrong. Okay, I mean, it sounds like this took more time to write the negative feedback than to actually watch the video and understand anything that was going on. Appreciate the comment. Using flex ads with the problem I can't see which static performed the best. You can't, and it doesn't matter. ROAS does not accurately reflect the situation because ROAS is a cheap product. Yeah, I think you get it. A quick heads up, can't access the upgrade. It looks like you did, Eduardo, during the live, so I'm very happy with that. I'm interested in the prompt. We got you there. Oh man, the raccoon painting with their hands reference left me in stitches. I forgot about that reference, Barbara. That made me so happy to see it. People hear what they want to hear. Yeah, I think you're right. Barbara, I love you. Love you, straight to the point, upbeat, clear, and in plain English way of presenting. Your knowledge rocks. Thank you. Wouldn't the solution be to not use campaign budget, but instead use pack or ad set? Why would the solution to a CBO being the better way to optimize things, or in this case, Sam's setup of the M3 over investing in bad audiences, according to Sam, be to use ABO. ABO doesn't solve the problem, Brent, and I'm sorry that you've been told that packs are the way to go. The entire ideology is flawed. And I think we got into plenty of conversation there, so we don't need to do it here. Hi, Charlie. Thanks for this video. Is 322 method suitable for businesses that sell training products to webinar funnels? Yes. How can we handle one campaign where we're testing 10 to 15 products a week? Don't test them with ads. I'm unable. Looks like we got you in, Eduardo. Man, people are just hounding to get in. We're trying to get everybody in. I promise. More real ad account audit videos. I've got one coming out next week. Yes, reaction videos. It holds gurus accountable. Really happy you covered Ben, Jared Robinson, and Justin Lalonde. I will tell you, Justin is a homie, and I think he's going to basically agree with me. Jared Robinson. Let's see. Jared Robinson. Oh, yeah. People keep serving me this guy's stuff. I'll take a look at it. I'll see if there's something in here that really hits what I'm trying to do. It's got to be recent and do well for him. if I remember correctly, he had like one video that blew up. Yeah, this one. How is this video doing, by the way? Nope, get out of my face. I just want to see the graph. I just want to see the graph. Okay. Views, outlier. Okay, so this video. Man, this video is still getting thousands a day. All right. I might have to do this video. Okay. Thanks for this suggestion, folks. I wonder how these other content creators feel about it. Yeah. Some love it, some hate it. Reaction videos. Our friend Scott, no, that feels lazy. The reason people watch Sam isn't for his opinions. It's because he opens up his live account and shows $30 CPS. Scott, are you employed by Sam? I don't know. Either way, thanks for the engagements. Have any suggestions of a video to do next? You gave you one. You said send me the link. I did that. Should be next. Okay, Dean Frost. Where did you send me the link? Okay. Excellent content. How do I know which room? It doesn't matter. Ben is an idiot and always has been. I don't agree with that, but I'm gonna like and heart this just so I know that I've gotten to it. But I don't think Ben is an idiot. I think he's a really smart guy who runs a very good business, very successful business. Charlie, how can you be certain who's already decided? It doesn't matter. Nope, I'm not looking for help. When you're turning off ads, when they're bad for me. I'm from Chile. Sorry, I'm just running through some of these just because we've already answered a lot of these. I'm looking for anything else that can be a bit of a comment here. Heart shot, my menu and the baby a perfect match. Thank you so much. How often should we be running a 4PI analysis? I like doing it once every couple of weeks. You don't need to do more than that. Can you do a video on how to introduce new ads? Because the one campaign, one ad set, 1322, my budget is 20 pounds, but once I scale to maybe 100, I should be able to add new ones. You can if you want to, but if the results are good enough to keep scaling, then don't. And inside Disruptor Academy, we have the Andromeda 1 and creative testing on Meta after Andromeda course. I'll walk you through that step by step. Let's see here. Specifically about retargeting, offer-based retargeting, increasing AOV instead of discounting. This makes sense to me because you're improving LTV and covering the acquisition cost of the margin. Love it. Classic funnel-based. You mentioned this is often inefficient due to high CPMs and because many of these users already decided not to buy. Broad retargeting. This is where I get confused. Do we launch a separate CBO? You can, or you can run it as a separate ad set within your CBO. And what exactly is broad retargeting? In execution, it's generally Instagram, Facebook engagers, and site traffic. Lastly, if catalog ads neutrally retarget warmed up by manual ads and take attribution, how do you decide which campaign to scale without muddying signals? You push budget, check the bank account. If the bank account doesn't look better because you push the budget, you push in the wrong place. I'm glad that you're loving it. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Thanks for the video. Quick question. All right, we're going to make this the last one and then come back to the chat here. Yeah, okay. One campaign, 3 ad sets. Ad set 1, look younger, get your attention back, status. Okay, I like these. 3 similar creatives for each ad set. I like that. Should indirect and direct ads never be in the same ad set? I wouldn't put them in the same flex. Indirect ads, they should just be in the same campaign. If budget is limited, just put it on one campaign. You might even have it in the same ad set. I'm fine with that. Basically trying to understand the cleanest way. Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, well, there we go. All right, I'm going to stop sharing and come back here. Just try to clear up the chat here a little bit. Let's see. Clothing brand, I think we've already covered this. I run ads through Meta, but no results. Get more sales organically. Run catalog at the bottom of the funnel and work your way up. Yes, this is the one who asked. I thought so. So I need to check the blended CPA of the last 7 days. That's the only way I would ever run a business. Everything else is trash. Nah, yeah, I'm on a laptop. Thank you. How do you ensure that Flex ads use placement customization? I don't care about it. It doesn't matter. It's a waste of time. That's not a tool meant for e-commerce. When you have a broad campaign, mental health awareness, fashion industry, where the add to cart is super high, but purchase rate is super low, what do you say about this? It sounds to me like your ads are really good at getting attention, but not really good at getting the sale. I would be focusing on ads that drive more sales. When you're running a broad campaign, I would even look at the ads that are really good at getting add to carts, but very bad at converting and turning those ads off. But it does serve there. Yeah, but not with a meaningful amount of the budget. Okay. high ad to carts. What are the first 3 things you would inspect? How much of my ad spend is going to ads that over-index and add to carts but not purchases? Turn those off. I would also understand, what am I promoting? Like, how do I promote? Can I run my ads to the pages with higher conversion rates? And could I leverage catalog instead of hero products? Yeah, you're absolutely the best. Thank you. And last one. Does that automation rule work for my situation that you taught? Increase the budget by 5%, only if the CPA is smaller than desired. Let's be honest, my campaign is running good for the last 4 months. Yes. Only scale. Let me put it this way. It's a concept we call total loss investment. How much more money could you spend today and still be happy with the outcome that you already had? If you were to have spent more money and the performance does not improve, how much more could you spend and the performance still be acceptable? Play that out over the last 7 days, and that's how much you can scale. There you go. All right, everyone. I think that's it. Today was a fun one. Although I feel like, I don't know, I got to change up the process here a little bit. I feel like we had more viewers before. Maybe today's topic just wasn't good. I don't know. Anyway, until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Bye.